Okay, so we've got quite a bit to dig into today. We
Yep.
have a whole stack of listener questions and research focused on,
Hmm.
simple habits for a healthier mouth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I gotta say, just glancing through this stuff, some of the stats are kind of
Oh,
alarming.
yeah.
Nearly half the world's population is dealing with some kind of oral
It's a
disease.
huge number, isn't it?
It's a lot, right? Like you think
Uh,
about that, and it's like, wow, we gotta
yeah.
we gotta pay more attention to this.
Yeah. And the good news is that like most of these things are totally preventable
Right.
with early detection and, just some simple habits.
Totally.
So that's what we're going to be diving into today.
Yeah, let's get into it. So we got to start with the foundation, right?
Yeah.
Brushing.
Hmm.
Like hopefully everybody is doing that twice a day with fluoride toothpaste.
Right.
But looking through these materials, it's clear that fluoride isn't just some like extra ingredient.
No, it's a real workhorse
Yeah.
when it comes to preventing cavities.
Right. So break that down for me a little
Yeah. So fluoride, it really strengthens your enamel.
bit. Okay.
And basically think of it as like a constant battle in your mouth between
Mm-hmm.
demineralization, which is caused by the acids from bacteria, and remineralization.
Okay.
And fluoride basically tips the scales
Okay.
towards stronger enamel,
Uh-huh.
and that makes it more resistant to those attacks.
So the brushing twice a day is to make sure that the fluoride is like
It's getting that consistent exposure. Yeah,
consistently there doing its thing.
exactly.
Okay, cool. So then moving on from that, we've got diet, which obviously
Oh,
a
huge.
huge role. I mean, it's not just about like
right.
avoiding candy, right?
No, it's more than that.
It's the whole picture.
It's the whole picture, yeah.
So what are we looking at here?
So while obviously, sugary foods, they fuel those bacteria that cause decay,
Right.
um, a well-balanced diet overall
Mm-hmm.
really supports like healthy gums and teeth.
Okay.
And the materials that you've got, I'm sure, touch on how essential nutrients actually contribute to tissue repair and a strong immune response.
In your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So reducing the sugar is obviously a good thing because you're cutting off the fuel.
You're limiting that fuel
So
salt.
the bacteria.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got to talk about hydration because it's not just about food.
Right.
It's also about what we're drinking. So break down the role of water.
Water is so important.
Yeah.
So it keeps your mouth hydrated, which is really crucial
Okay.
for producing saliva.
Mm.
And saliva is not just like
Right.
spit,
It does stuff.
it does stuff. It washes
Yes.
away food particles.
Mhm.
It neutralizes acids.
Oh, wow.
So it's really important. And then sugary drinks, on the other hand,
Yeah.
they're kind of like a double whammy.
How so?
Well, they're loaded with sugar, obviously,
Right.
and they're often acidic themselves,
Oh.
which directly attacks your enamel.
So it's like a 1-2 punch.
Exactly.
Okay, so choosing water is like a simple thing we can do.
Huge impact.
That has a big impact.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so some of the more serious risks that I saw highlighted in this research were
Yeah.
smoking and alcohol. And this
Right.
isn't just like general health warnings, right? This is
Yeah.
specifically
This is directly impacting
for all health.
your oral health for sure.
Okay, so let's talk about smoking first. What's going on there?
All right. So smoking, as I'm sure you read in these materials,
Mm-hmm.
really increases your risk of gum disease, tooth loss,
Wow.
and even oral cancer
Really?
because it weakens the immune system in your mouth.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then alcohol. What's the story there?
So occasional alcohol might not be a huge concern,
Okay.
but frequent or like excessive drinking
Hmm.
can lead to dry mouth, which we were just talking about how important saliva is.
Right. Yeah.
And it also increases your risk of oral infections.
Okay, so moderation is key
Moderation is always key
with everything.
with everything in life.
Okay, cool. So beyond all these like daily habits that we've been talking about,
Mm.
your research also mentions the importance of protection, which is something I hadn't really thought about before.
Yeah.
So what do we need to protect against?
So if you're active in sports,
Yeah.
a mouth guard is a super simple way to prevent some serious dental injuries.
That makes sense.
And then even something like wearing a helmet while you're biking
Okay.
can indirectly protect your jaw and teeth
If you fall.
in case of an accident. Exactly.
Oh, wow. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, so it's about considering those like less frequent but high impact risks.
Okay, cool. That's a good point.
Oh.
So it seems like all of this stuff is like really interconnected.
Oh, for sure.
And, one of the things that I was reading about is that good oral health
Yeah.
isn't just about a nice smile.
It's so much more than that.
Yeah, so tell me about that connection.
Yeah. So the really fascinating thing, and I'm sure this is in the materials that you were looking at,
Yeah.
is that there's a connection between oral health and your overall well-being.
Oh, wow.
And, Poor oral hygiene has actually been linked to serious conditions like heart disease and even diabetes.
Really?
Yeah, because like inflammation in your gums can have wider effects throughout your body.
Wow. So taking care of your mouth is like taking care
Your
of...
whole self.
Yeah.
Your whole self.
It's an investment.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Okay, so big picture for everybody listening.
Yeah.
What's the main takeaway?
I think the takeaway is that it's empowering
Okay.
because these simple daily habits that we were talking about, like brushing, mindful eating and drinking, of avoiding smoking and excessive alcohol,
Right.
and then taking those protective measures.
Yeah.
Those are all things that you can control.
You have the power.
You have the power, and don't underestimate the power of regular dental checkups
Right.
for early
Yeah.
detection and preventative care.
Okay.
A little effort goes a long way.
That's so true. So yeah, your oral health is a vital part of your overall health.
Totally.
So I think a good thing for everyone to think about is what's one small change?
That you can implement today that could lead to a healthier mouth and ultimately a healthier you in the long run.
I love that.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Absolutely. This was fun.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, catch you next time.